like all the bad behaved children, they were sent to like college, like in year 11. I think I was quite bad because it didn't really teach them anything. It was kind of like the teachers wanted to focus more on the students that achieved in school rather than focusing on the students that really needed the help, just to give school a good name. So I think that, you know, this education system needs to change in that way. So yeah, I would agree as well with the other youth, as you said.
Right, that's a fair assessment, but don't you think that the school should focus on its reputation to bring more youths that would achieve more in the future, as opposed to just bring youths that are just going to be there to mess around?
Well, I think that everyone deserves a fair chance. You say their reputation, but that's what I'm saying. Like, to protect their reputation, they take out all these bad behaved youths out of the school and like shift them to college so they don't have to deal with them. So I think that, you know, they should probably sort of bring in people that want to learn, but just help the ones that really need it as well. So yeah,
I think the school will get a better reputation if they help, you know, the people, the, you know, disadvantaged kids who don't have that support at home, because then it'll make their school stand out from everyone else's. So I think they should really consider that in the school system.
To be honest, I do agree with that statement, but I don't really agree with that statement, to be honest, because as I'm in school now, they're like the badly behaved children, like they do get chances, extra tuition like after school with the school and stuff, but they don't take that chance to their advantage. So that's why they're like missing out, and then they just, like, to be honest, break down. And yeah,
that's a fair assessment. And I mean, going back to that, how far should teachers, for example, go? Why should they sacrifice other people, the support they give other people, just to suit one's group in the school? So I'm just going to ask someone else if they think.
What I've got to say is, what actually makes a good teacher? Is a good teacher somebody who just gets someone who's already getting A's and moving them to college? Or is a good teacher somebody who helps someone who's maybe at a D level or an E level and brings them up? And in my experience, that's what a good teacher is. I mean, it's okay to say, oh, these badly behaved children have had chances, go to college early. But if that's your profession, you should do well in your profession. And that includes dealing with people that have problems, because that's part of being a teacher. It's not a case you need to just push them off and go somewhere else, because how can you then say you're a good teacher if you're not actually educating people? To educate someone is to someone who doesn't know information to learn. If they don't know information and they leave school, then I believe as a teacher you failed.
And what about yourself? How far do you think teachers should go in helping students? Should they go all the way?
Well, personally, I've been teaching dance for the last 5 years, and I think, like, I agree with the other youth that she said about it's really important that teachers do take in consideration other people that need help, and they shouldn't just stick with the ones that get A stars. And I think it's a really good idea that all the school system should really take heed of, like, ensuring that everyone gets the same respect and same attention. So therefore, I do believe that, like, they should really think into that. And yeah.
Well, as you all already know, it's come to all of our attention, especially on the news where it's broadcast a lot, that a lot of our youths, Congolese, black youths, don't stay at school and would rather be somewhere else. And I would just like to ask, why our youths here think that could be the case? Why do you think so many youths, well, the black ones anyway, skip school?
I think it starts at home, like, with family. Some kids don't have, the father figure, especially boys. They're one of the, in the UK, the most, underachieving, people in school who don't achieve as well. And I think that is because, at home they don't have that father figure, so they feel that they can do as they please and, try and find their own way because they don't have that role model. And, that's what I think, really.
And yourself?
I do think it starts at home, but then I think also maybe like the people that they hang around with, the influences they have around. They might hang around with a lot more older people that haven't, don't go to school, and, the crowds that they're in, so it could be with that as well. So,
and who do you think should be held into account for our youths failing? Is it the parents? Should we do more to keep the parents together? How can we do that? Anyone have any ideas?
I think we should. I think the country, like the government, should have maybe a foundation for like parents who can't support their children, so it can help them to build them up, bring them to school, help them to go through college, try and help them to find their way throughout life instead, because otherwise they'll just fall back and they won't really feel the desire to do anything.
That's a fair comment. The government might turn around and say, we give benefits, we give EMA, we give so many other things, we support them socially in any way we can. It comes to a point where we can't do any much more, or otherwise we'll have to sacrifice other services for the elderly. So what else do you think could be done with that respect?
I think it's a combination of many factors. It's number one, the child. It's number two, the family members as well, the people around them, the support system around that as well. It's not just one factor that's the problem with it. It's everything in between, because there are people that have come from with no father figure in their life, had no money, and still are successful. So why is it those people are successful and others were not? You have to say, it does come down to a choice once in a while, whether you're going to just live your life how everybody else is living it, or whether you're going to be different. And I think a lot of children are not given the accountability of their lives, and I don't think they look into the future far enough to think, what am I going to be like when I'm 40 years old? Am I going to be working, or will I have a pension plan put in place? Will I just be out doing all sorts, running the streets? And I think that's just a combination of many things. I mean, it's easy to blame the government, but I don't believe it is just about the government.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And I'm just going to ask one of our youths here, what do you think?
To be honest, I think that they start off by the choice they make, but then they think they come down to it like as in money wise, as in like they think, oh, how am I going to get money fast, quick money way to get money, but they don't think ahead into the future. They're still thinking like on the streets, oh, get money fast schemes and but they don't look ahead towards the future, like how they're going to be at a certain age. Are they still going to be doing all these fast money schemes? Because it wouldn't be able to give a good foundation to your family. Like £20, £30, it wouldn't be like very good much money.
And we're just going to ask another youth here, what do they think?
Basically, I think that, there's different stereotypes. I believe that youth kind of make an excuse. Some youth make an excuse like it's okay for me to be like this because everyone else is like this, and sometimes it is down to laziness. I think that it's laziness. If you're not really bothered to do it, then they're just going to think, oh, it's okay, I can just be lazy. So I do think that it's down to a choice, but also I do believe that the government should support the youth more and do more outreaches to help them.
Right, now I'm going to ask a question about the Congolese community. If any of our youths here have heard of any services that is provided, and if they're part of that service or they know anyone else that's part of that service, do you know anyone that is benefiting from any Congolese services at your school maybe?
Well, when I was studying, no, if I'm honest, I didn't know any. There was only two Congolese people I knew in my uni, and I don't think they were involved in any sort of support services. I mean, it's good now that we've got DRCVISION that's come along and is helping a lot of youth now. But I think in terms of when I was maybe in primary school, high school, I don't think there was anything around. If there was, we didn't hear about it. So I think that might cause limitations to people who do want to go into education but don't know where to look.
Right. And yourself, have you heard of any?
To be honest, no, because I'm still in school. So to be honest, no. But me and a group of my friends, some are Congolese, and so we just basically we'll do like a group thing. We'll go play football together. We'll do Africans vs Caribbean people, the Congolese people vs other people. That's what we do to keep our community together.
I know. Yourself?
No, when I was in high school as well as uni, I don't know any Congolese. Actually, I know one, but they're in education, and that's about it. I haven't really heard of any services that help us. I don't know. It'll be really nice to meet with other Congolese people as well, so that we can build that community, as youths. But no, I haven't. So.
And next person.
Yeah, me either. I mean, when I was in uni, there's only one girl who was Congolese, and she was in my class, but she wasn't involved in any sort of activities. And again, in school, I didn't hear any Congolese things. But I think it would be nice to sort of do something with our community, because like you see all the Nigerians and the Ghanaians, how they sort of get together. They have such a a great community, and it would be so nice if us Congolese people, if we can have something that we can call ours, and then we can get everyone together. I think that'll be really good.
And 2 more to go. I'm just going to ask this girl over here, and then I'll go over here.
No, there was no organisations for Congolese people. I know about a couple. Like when I met a Congolese girl in my college, I was like surprised because there's not many. There's more like Nigerians and Ghanaians, as the other you said, and it'll be good to actually bring our community together. And, we can help each other grow, in each other, help each other, build each other up in what we want to do in life. So, yeah, be good.
Now I'm going to ask our youth on the table here if they've heard of any Congolese services that helps youth. Guys, have you heard of any Congolese services that help youth?
No, I haven't heard of any apart from the DRC Vision, which I think is quite helpful, because I think youth of today need to have more direction and guidance in terms of education, and I think it's brilliant that there's a resource there for them. But apart from the DRC Vision, I haven't heard of any specific for Congolese people.
So we've heard of DRC Vision, and we're aware of what they do. Well, I'm just going to ask if our youths here are aware of what DRC Vision does. First, I'll start here at the front. Do you know what DRC Vision does?
It caters to all Congolese people, everyone as well, but mostly at Congolese people, trying to bring everyone together. Like there's going to be a live talk show coming up soon, just approaching different issues that concern us and how we can come through it together. So I think it's great.
I'm just going to ask the person next door.
So DRC Vision, it's just basically, I think I can't even speak. It mainly focuses on the youth, like to help them in the education system in the UK, and I think also just to bring the community together. And I think it's really good because, like I said before, it's going to sort of help us sort of regain that community spirit that we once lost. So yeah.
And have you heard of DRC Vision?
Yeah, I've heard of DRC Vision. I think it's a good program, a good organisation. It really does encourage, Congolese people. When I first heard about it, I was really encouraged, and I was like, oh, there's something for Congolese people. So it actually wants you to get involved in what they're actually doing. So it's good.
And yourself?
When I heard about it, I was quite surprised because my mum told me about it, and I was really surprised that there was things to do for Congolese people as myself. So it's very good, to be honest. It will unite everyone, unite all the youths. So I really recommend youths tune into the show, because it will actually reunite youths and talk about the same experience they might be going through, that we're going through as well, and it brings unity.
Yeah, and as one of our youths here have mentioned, we do appear on TV, as you'll see, our links going below. As you're aware, unemployment is something that's affecting all of us. Youth unemployment has risen to 2 million, I think. Last time I checked on the newspaper. I'm just going to get people's opinions on the table again. What do we think is the issue, or what caused it, do you think?
The recession. Simple as. I think it was a recession, and then obviously a lot of people lost their jobs, and people now are starting to hire less people, so they just don't have the finance to. But yeah, I mean, all I can say is the recession. Yeah.
And do you think, people are doing enough to get jobs? I know there's a recession, but are people doing enough to still get jobs?
Well, I think there's enough. Well, not enough jobs, but there is.